name's Grace, and this is Good News Grace. So I was just thinking about the news that we're bombarded with every day and the headlines, and there's so much going on that we can all be upset about and should be upset about, frankly. I've been thinking about how our mental health is affected by the news and how it's this really fine balance, because journalism is extremely important. I believe societies should be able to trust their press, and there should be many different types of press and all the things. That's me coming as an informed citizen and a former journalist. But I also think that it very much affects our mental health, especially the way we consume it these days, when a lot of people see their news on social media and it's mixed in with all the happy stuff. I was a TV reporter on camera every day, and then I switched to producing a newscast, 5 o'clock evening news. We were sent to all kinds of things like murders and fires and car crashes. You're always bombarded with this constant traumatic things, and you have to play it super cool and act like nothing bothers you, and you can't have a strong opinion one way or the other about something, especially not about politics or religion. The thing that comes to mind for me is when the Me Too movement came around, there was a lot of unprocessed things that I had been through that I had never really faced. It was like every day someone else was being accused of something, or more and more was being uncovered, or people were talking about all these different angles of all the things. We just had to keep reporting on it and consuming all of this news all day long for 8-9 hours a day. You're the first to know about the breaking thing all over the world. Like every single horrible thing that's happening, you know about it the moment it happens. I had so much anxiety and just so much inner turmoil. It was like I was being bombarded with all these things all day long, and I had no way of processing them, and I didn't know how. I didn't really feel like I had anyone to talk to, and then at work I had to just pretend like everything was cool, and I acted like a reporter and put on my face and reported on the thing that, had nothing to do with me, of course, because I'm super neutral. Fast forward, I had 2 kids, and I was now working in government communications. I was just really going through it. My mental health was terrible. Postpartum anxiety, postpartum depression. I ended up getting diagnosed with ADHD. It was also during COVID. So I went to therapy for the first time. And I remember really specifically, the therapist said to me, you need to stop watching the news. You need to get off Twitter because you really don't need to know what's happening the moment it happens. And I was all offended by that. I said, what are you talking about? I'm a journalist. I need to know these things. The therapist said, well, don't you think if something really important happened in your community, you would know about it? Somebody would raise the alarm. You don't have to be doing this hyper-vigilant scanning all the time to know exactly what's going on, just in case it might affect you. I really struggled with that because I felt like we need to know what's going on. It's important. If a society isn't informed by what's going on, how can we make changes? In my mind, journalism plays this huge, huge role. So I don't know if I've ever come to a good answer with that, but I did personally scale way back on the news I was consuming. I think it's really, really important that we do highlight the good news, because there is so much good news still going on in the world despite the horrible things we hear every day. And I do think it's essential that we learn about some of these really tragic, horrible things that happen. It's important for us to take action when we can. And at the same time, I think a lot of us are already in survival mode in one way or the other, and our brains aren't designed to know about all this stuff all the time. So it's this really fine balance that I'm still grappling with. Another layer of it is taking the stories that are really awful and not turning it in a toxic positivity way, because some things are just horrible. What I'm reflecting on, the action that's taken, the awareness that is built, the response. Everyone has different types of news stories that they're the most triggered by, depending on what they go through in their life or what their biggest fears are. What is so triggering about these types of stories, it's not that you expect this exact thing to happen, but when you hear about something like this, your mind is like, this is the worst case scenario that could possibly happen to me. That our nervous system is designed to keep us safe. So that's why we're always focused on the negative, or the things that make us feel fearful or doubtful or scared or angry. Our bodies are trying to protect us. It's making me really reflect on how I want to use this channel. It's not that I just want to come in here with this toxic positivity. Oh my gosh, look at this amazing, cute little doggy. Woohoo. Yes, of course, I'll do the cute doggy stories. Everyone loves a cute doggy story. I don't want to sugarcoat or gloss over the awfulness that is the world, but it's like showing that these things can be happening at the same time. The good, the super good, the mundane good, kind of celebrating the little things in life. And then when the big, scary, awful things come, unpacking it. Anyway, my camera just overheated. Maybe that's a sign that I should wrap it up. I also have ADHD, so this is why I don't record things without scripts, because I'm like, did I make a point? Did I finish a point? Did I just bring up 20 points and not finish any of them? But I guess that's the point too, because this is complicated. Ugh, it's so complicated. One of my main points is that I understand the people who are in the camp of I can't watch the news at all because it's so disturbing and they only focus on the terrible and blah, blah, blah. And I also understand the people that are screaming into the void about all these social problems that are happening and feeling like nobody cares because everyone's just in their own little bubble. And I think there has to be a balance. So I hope that I can bring some sort of that balance to Good News Grace and what I'm trying to do here, because I really don't want it to be dancing around the issues and only telling the really cute, fun stories that literally everyone can agree on. There's going to be things that are nuanced and complicated, and I think the value that I hope to bring with my background from TV and then also working in public relations is that there's multiple angles to all these different stories. I think we all have to give each other a little grace, right? We literally can't pay attention to all of the horrible things. Physically, you can't keep up with all of it, and mentally and spiritually and emotionally, you can't either, and I don't think you should. And that's this really hard balance, because it's like being informed is so important, but then what do we do with the information that we consume? I hope to offer some solutions or some tactics, or at least highlight people who are taking action so that it can inspire you to take the small action that you can take in your world around the specific problem that means so much to you. If you have a story idea, I want to highlight all the good stories that are just good, good, good. Any angle you look at it, it's good and fun and great and uplifting, all those things. Send me the puppy stories. I also want to hear from the people who are working within these systems that are broken, or they're making innovations to solve a problem of something that's broken, or they're coming together in a small way with their community to combat something. The terrible, horrible, awful things are always going to be there. And the good news that I want to share is about the people who are living their lives and changing the world in the little ways that might not normally get on TV because the tragedies are being shared over and over and over. That's all. Did I make a point? Time will tell when I look back at this video. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.